Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. Thank you for joining me. If you want to follow along, we'll be in 3rd John, verse 2, and an interesting little verse that I think has a good little lesson for us. It's not necessarily something that is a great spiritual truth that you could build a whole sermon around, but it is an interesting observation that John makes about his friend Gaius. He says, "Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul." And so obviously here Gaius is a man who is ill in some way. He has some kind of sickness, but he is doing well in his soul, his spirit. His spiritual life is well. You don't know if he's just sick or if he has some kind of ongoing disease. It doesn't say, but it does seem that it's an ongoing problem. That it's something that happens on a regular occurrence, and it's causing Gaius a good bit of trouble, and it enters into John's mind. And so John says, "I'm praying for you physically. I'm praying for your health, for your well-being, but I hope it goes as well as your soul." And evidently, again, we can deduct two things from this. Again, physically, Gaius is obviously having some issues, but spiritually, he's doing well. He's walking with the Lord. He's got a good, solid relationship with God. And I'm challenged as I think about it, and I've mentioned this before, along with other speakers, other preachers have mentioned that if we look at the average prayer list in our churches, 99.9% probably are physical needs. Are people who are sick in one way or another, or facing surgery, or those kinds of things, or maybe been a death in the family, some of those kinds of things. They are physical needs. Well, John shows us here that's fine. There's nothing wrong with praying for the physical needs of others. In fact, he says, "I am praying. I pray that all may go well with you, and that you may be in good health." And so John is praying for the physical health of his friend. However, I think John tells us here in this verse, he shows us that more importantly is the spiritual condition of a person than of their physical condition. And so that's, again, a stark reminder for you and I today. Someone has said the church spends more time trying to pray to keep the saints out of heaven than to keep the sinners out of hell. We pray that God will let our friends and loved ones live long lives, but don't spend a lot of time concerned about the lost. And I think John gives us here a good reminder. I think each of us should have at least a couple people high on our prayer list that we're praying for their spiritual condition and their salvation. You think about it. Have a great day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.